Hey YouTube, episode 5. Halfway through my 10 episodes that I'm really so committed to do, and I'm really happy to be here right now talking to you about things. And this week's thing to talk about is going to be time. It's going to be this week and next week's thing to talk about, but in two parts, two different kinds of understandings of it, I guess you could say. Really like 4, but 2. So today I'll be tackling our understanding of time, my understanding of time, and how to deal with it, how I'm dealing with it. And then next week I'll be talking about your dream and your patience and persistence to your dream. So let's knock out this week's understanding of time and how to deal with it. So first, I guess, like all things, how did I come up with this topic? I came up with this idea because this past week was my brother's birthday, and I was not able to spend a lick of time with him, an ounce, other than just a 8-minute phone call. And I felt so bad. We were both working, and so on his birthday, I wasn't able to talk to him in the morning. I wasn't able to talk to him, during lunch or anything like that. I was able to talk to him when I got home that night and called him before we both closed our eyes to go to sleep. I love my brother very deeply. I hate the fact that I wasn't able to spend any kind of time with him for his birthday, and birthdays are a very big deal to me now as I've started growing older, because it's a blessing to be able to see another year of life. Right? And that's another marker of time, this year of life, this just understanding that you're growing and that you're getting older and that you're getting closer to whatever it is that you see yourself getting closer to. For some people, that's you getting closer to owning a home, that's you getting closer to having kids, getting closer to whatever. So yeah, that kind of just made me start thinking a lot about time. How do I understand time as me? And I think that's important for you to do, is to know, how do you understand time? If you understand time as something that is just sort of infinite and it just goes on and you're not really worried about it, hey, I'm trying to get to where you are, because I think about time and I try not to worry about it, because we're in such an on-go society, in such an on-go kind of culture, I guess you can say now, in America, that we don't really take time to really just stop and smell the roses. We don't really take time to really appreciate the fact that the cloud today looks like an ice cream cone or whatever. After graduating college, you hear so many statistics kind of thrown out at you. If you don't get a job within your career field within the first 6 months, you'll never work in it. Sheesh. Just break that down. The first 6 months of you graduating. So I graduated in May. So May, June, July, August, September, October, November. May. Okay, it's either October or November, which is the 6-month mark. I'm not a mather. But yeah, so basically by around October is when I was like, wow, I'm never going to work in my career field, because I haven't been on a movie set. I haven't been on a television set. I haven't been in media, period. I haven't even been all I've done is go shadow at a radio station. And from there, make a few connections and have some email conversations and a few failed meetups for coffee. Yikes, right? So that's when you hear the That's pretty much where my understanding that your journey is your journey, your timeline is your timeline, and I stopped trying to think of time so linearly. Stopped trying to think of it as point A to point B to point C, but instead just staying focused on my end goal. So I felt as though if I have this many things that I can make sure that happen before a set date, then I'm doing good with my timing. I'm doing good with everything that I have going on. And then that's not the case. The river doesn't worry about time. It doesn't worry about where it's going. It just goes. That was something that I got from a book, Siddhartha by Herman Hesse. There are a lot of themes in that book about time, love, friendship, religion, all that stuff. There are a lot of themes in that book. But one theme from that book that really stuck out to me when I read it back in high school, 11th grade, I want to say, is time. And I think I probably wrote about that theme, honestly. I probably wrote about that and love. Those are two, really big things, just period, in our society. But that's something that I really enjoyed about that book, was the fact that it talked about time, and it talked about it so infinitely, and it talked about it so omnipresently, not so linear, not so going forward, going backward, looking forward, looking backward. I think that that's a great sort of metaphor for life, is to not worry too much about where you're going, but just get there. So, wow, I just kind of ministered to myself. Like, that's why I just had to take that moment to pause. Don't worry too much about where you're going. Just get there, or how you're going to get there or anything like that, but get there, And as long as you continuously see that goal, then you'll achieve it. My ultimate end goal is to be on someone's TV screen every day for the rest of my life. I want to be able to talk to you guys. I want my name to be able to be seen. I want to be able to give you all media. I want to give you content. I want to give you original content. I want to give you television shows, movies, documentaries, talk shows, radio. Like, I want to be able to do that. That's something that I want to do, and I want to do it as badly as I want to breathe. That's why next week I'll be talking about patience in your dream, because I feel like I can do it now. I see it so clearly that I feel like it's there. Really take the time to understand that where you're going is going to happen for you, and that you cannot have an ounce of doubt. That first ounce of doubt is you telling God that you don't believe in what he has planned for you. You have to have faith, and you have to work with it. So if faith with works, they mesh together, they come together very greatly, and they work for your good. Really stay focused, really stay driven. That's how I came to understand time, is you have to really know where you're going, and just know that you're going to get there. Don't worry too much about the how, the if, ands, or buts, or whys, or anything like that, but know that you're going to get there, as long as you create a plan and you work it. And don't worry too much about a timeline of, okay, by 6 months, I'm going to be here, meeting this person, doing this. That could honestly happen in 2 months. You never know. You might be more than ready for that at that 2-month mark than at that 6-month mark. Which is why now I try to set goals. I try not to give too many deadlines for myself, although you do need them sometime, but I try not to go too hard on the, all right, in 2 months you need to be here, in 3 months you need to be here, in 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. Instead, set these goals for yourself, and when you see the opportunity to knock them out, you attack full force, and you go after them relentlessly, tirelessly. Sometimes that might mean you get up early at the crack of dawn, and I'm so not a morning person, but that might mean that you get up at the crack of dawn to knock some stuff out. Do it. You'll thank yourself so much for it later down the road, that you actually did get yourself up to go after that. So that's diving a little bit into the dreams conversation that I want to have next week, but that is going to be my segue point right there, is don't worry about where you're going. Just get there. Time is infinite. It's on your side. Even though you may feel like it's not, it's okay. Just keep going, keep pushing, keep growing, keep progressing, keep being you, okay? And next week we'll talk a lot bit more actually, about patience for your dream. And that's really everything, you guys. Don't forget to follow me on social media at The.CoreySams, THE.CoreySams on Instagram. And like this video, share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm really happy. I'm growing. I'm at like 40 subscribers right now, if I remember correctly. Let's try and knock that up to 50. Let's try and knock that up to 100. Let's try and get these views up as well. I'm really happy that you all are still tuning in. Loving you all so much for tuning in. And be on the lookout next week, episode 6. And that's it. We out.